Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. The Jeff Nippard situation continues.
Basically worth it for me to just do it. It was just some pills I had to take and then I would win, and kind of just on a whim decided that yes, I would do it.
I've already covered a video thoroughly going through Jeff Nippard's how to look like you're taking steroids video. I literally went through the entire video, so if you want to go watch that, I'll put a link in the description. But we're going to be going through today some of the aftermath of other people's thoughts and opinions that are going through social media about that whole video and about Julian and Hussein. So obviously, as you would, Hussein and Julian have been absolutely milking their social media content after Jeff's video, clickbaiting their natural status. So YouTube recently has been absolutely smothered with videos reacting to Jeff Nippard's video, and it doesn't really make sense to me either that he is so 100% convinced that these two are natural. And I know in his video he states for about 20 seconds that there is a possibility that these two guys have taken PEDs in the past.
Now, of course, it's always possible that someone could have used something in the past. Is that when you combine years of really hard training with dedicated nutrition and the right parents, the results can be super impressive.
He doesn't go into as much detail and he doesn't have as much skepticism as he should with making a video about defending people's natty statuses, which is insane. And it's crazy that of all people, it's Jeff that is doing this. He's the guy in the fitness industry that has got the best content, and he's a really authentic content creator as well. And it's crazy for him to be the one that is defending these guys and not someone else like Greg Doucette or something. Recently, he made an Instagram reel talking about how testosterone boosters are a waste of your money.
That's why natural test boosters are such a waste of money for muscle growth. It's only when you go below the healthy range that you really hurt your gains.
Which is funny because Hussein markets testosterone so much, which is Greg Doucette's branded supplement. And then Jeff comes along and says it's a waste of money, but then also defends them and says, yeah, they're natural. It's just like a double-edged sword. It makes no sense to me. Why are you defending his natural status, but then saying what he preaches about is bullshit? Also, we're going to go through the Instagram post that Jeff made with Julian after all the controversy sort of came out about how, you know, Jeff Nippard's a sellout, you know, he's lost all his credibility, blah, blah, blah. One thing I find absolutely hilarious with this as well, all these fake ass natties coming to the rescue of Jeff Nippard, and this just makes him look 10 times worse. They're commenting under this post saying, oh yeah, you know, really good caption. Oh, a lot of people underestimate the ability of genetics, blah, blah, blah. Just these like iconic fake naturals. One I found really, really funny is Simeon Panda commenting great caption under Jeff's Instagram post. And then Jeff also liked his comment as well, which is just, Simeon Panda is a very high controversial fake natty.
Placing high in the Muscle Mania World Championships. Single-digit body fat percentage year-round. That's automatically something that I want to look out for. And an FMI comparable to that of Arnold. Is he natural? Who the f*** are you kidding?
This is almost the equivalent. So pretend that Jeff Nippard is Sam Sulek. And let's just pretend for a second Sam Sulek makes a post on Togi on Instagram saying, Togi has profited millions off gambling and gambling's really good for you, right? And then Steve Will Do It comes along and comments under Sam Sulek's post and says, great caption, bro, gambling can make you money. And for reference, I'm using Sam Sulek as an example here because he's probably one of the least likely people to be a degenerate gambler. Just imagine that for a sec. Honestly, my thoughts on Jeff Nippard's video, it almost looks like Jeff's been paid to put Julian and Hussein on such a high pedestal of verified naturals. With the actual quality of Jeff's content, it's crazy to me that he doesn't go in such depth around the possibility that these guys have taken things in the past as well. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but Greg made a video actually defending the natural status of Hussein and Julian. I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing Julian soon promote Greg Doucette's fitness supplements. So that's probably why maybe Greg Doucette is sort of jumping on the bandwagon with this one. Now, after Jeff made this video, a lot of people have been coming and saying that they don't even believe that Jeff Nippard is natural.
Without ever touching a needle.
I don't believe you. Remember Jeff Nippard said the other guy was natural too? I don't believe any of these people. It's so cooked.
Now, I find that really, really hard to believe that, you know, Jeff has ever taken anything. But I also watched a video from Jeff 7 years ago titled My Unfiltered Opinion on Steroids and Why I Almost Took Them. And this actually opened up my eyes a bit towards how close Jeff Nippard was to taking steroids. Now, after watching this video, and we're going to go through it as well, I can actually kind of understand why people are saying they think Jeff Nippard is a fake natty, which is insane to me. It's crazy how someone like Jeff could be lying about that. But we're going to play some of this video, and the way that Jeff talks about this as well, it literally looks like he's covering something up. It seems like he's been caught with his hand in the cookie jar. You let me know what your thoughts are. Now, I'm not saying that Jeff is on anything and has taken anything.
When I was 19 years old and doing my first bodybuilding competition, this is something I actually haven't shared on the channel before, but I had essentially made the decision to use anabolic substances at around 4 weeks out. My mentors and my friends.
So when Jeff was about to compete, he made the decision within himself to compete enhanced and actually take stuff. So crazy, right? So what I'm trying to get at with that is it's not so crazy for a guy like Jeff Nippard, of all people, to fall to the dark side and convince himself that he's gonna go enhanced.
You know, if you take this and that, and I forget exactly what it was, but I think one of the supplements was Winstraw, and they were basically like, if you use this, you have the genetics and you're in a spot now where I think you could win the whole show. And to me at 19 years old, this was extremely motivating to me, and I was basically like, you know what, I'll use it. I put all this.
He just seems so nervous talking about this. Like, I get maybe it's because he hasn't spoken about it before, but why does he seems so on edge talking about this? It's a bit weird.
Hard work and dedication into this show, and given everything I've put into it, it was basically worth it for me to just do it. It was just some pills I had to take, and then I would win, and kind of just on a whim decided that yes, I would do it.
It's like almost out of breath, gasping for air when he's talking about this. I don't know if it's because he's so nervous talking about a point in his life when he was so close to taking stuff, but then didn't, or he actually has taken stuff and now he's talking about it and then like covering it up. He just seems really nervous and anxious in this video. I'm not sure why.
Now, as it turns out, it never got delivered to me, or they never came in, or what have you. So I just never ended up taking them. And I'm really glad that that happened just completely by chance, because it was after that that I was basically introduced to the sphere of natural bodybuilding and was able to be very successful as a natural bodybuilder.
Okay, so earlier on in his career, he's basically saying that he was very close to being convinced to take something. He even went to the lengths of ordering enhancements, PEDs, but then they never came. So then he decided not to take them and pursue his career as a natural bodybuilder. So this just gives you a bit of an idea and a perspective on how easy it is to convince people to take PEDs, even people like Jeff Nippard.
Because of that sort of fluke decision. Now, if they had actually come in, I don't know if I would have actually taken them. My friend Alberto Nunez has a really similar story to this.
Now, I'm not here to say that Jeff is or isn't natural. I would love to believe that he is natural. All I'm saying is it's not so crazy to me why people are saying Jeff could very well be on PEDs and not being open about it. Considering he's been this close to taking stuff, just makes me wonder, you know, let's just say that you have this disciplined mindset to never fall victim towards what other people are doing, right? And you'd think that Jeff Nippard sort of has that mindset where if you want to pursue something and do it in a way that you sort of preach about and really aligns with all of your qualities, how easy it is to fall victim towards becoming a different person, if that makes sense. You know, he preaches about it so much now that he would never do anything. He's going to stay natural for the rest of his life, blah, blah, blah. And we've also heard that from people like Alex Eubank, who now obviously takes TRT. He also preached about staying natural, never taking anything, and he fell victim to doing PEDs. So it's not as hard as you think for people to break and for people to crack and become, you know, fake natties, whether they are open about their gear use or not. Put that into a little bit of perspective when it comes to people like Julian and Hussein, who preach about how natural they are and they've never taken anything. They just have 1 in a billion genetics. But it's not so hard to reach a breaking point and just think, oh, I'm going to take something and because it's going to help my career and I want to compete later later on, and if I start taking it early, then I can build up a social media following and then make heaps of money off it, promote like shitty products. It's not so hard to fall victim to that, you know what I mean? So just put that into a little bit of perspective when it comes to your idea of whether these guys are natural or not. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. My next video is probably going to be a tier list video on the best strongmen, because Thor currently beat the 500 kilo deadlift, conventional deadlift, which is been Eddie Hall's previous broken record. I'm gonna make a video on strongman tier list, going through all the best strongmen in the world and ranking them on a tier list. So let me know if you guys want to see that. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'm also going to be coming out with my own clothing brand soon, hopefully in the next couple weeks to month. So let me know if you'd purchase some of these designs and wear them to the gym. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.